Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. This is going to be my first how-to video. What we're going to be doing is installing this. It's a Pereguard Kayak Keel Guard onto the fishing kayak. I've never done this, so it's one of those things where if it turns out terribly, don't follow my example. If you can't be a good example, be a lesson to everybody else. So glad you could join me. Let's go install this thing. Alright, so here's what the kayak looks like. As you can tell, it is pretty dirty, pretty scratched up, pretty roughed up. So I started off just cleaning it with some standard old glass cleaner and paper towels, just get the dirt off. The keel guard comes with a alcohol moist towelette, not big enough. So I just got some paper towels and some rubbing alcohol, and I use that to clean the keel per manufacturer's specifications. I forgot to take a video of this, but cut your keel guard first prior to trying to install it. Before you install your Pereguard Keel Guard, make sure the area is clean and dry. So I went ahead and hit that with some Conair hair dryer just to make sure it was nice and dry before I started doing anything. This was a little tip that I found. It comes all folded up and it has those creases in there. But if you lay it out flat and you hit it with that hair dryer, you can actually straighten out the product so it will go on better. The back side, you'll see it has a blue strip, and after I get it peeled off, there's a beige band-aid looking section and a black section that's the actual product. When you peel this thing, it's hard to get it going as stated, but once you get it going, it's good. Peel off the blue section, do not peel off the beige section. Don't peel off the entire strip. Just do 2 inches at a time and get it set and get working. You see, you can start it off, get it set, and then you can flip it back and peel a little bit more. If you peel the whole thing off, you're setting yourself up for getting a bunch of dirt on it and having to set and reset multiple times. So once you get it down, make sure it's nice and flat. Press it with your hand, make sure it's affixed tightly. After it's down, hit it again with the hot air. Manufacturer recommends installing this in greater than 70 degrees. I live in South Carolina, that's not a problem. So some additional heat with that hair dryer will definitely help out. This is what the final install looked like. That's the first one I did not go on nearly as good. The second one went on perfect. So thanks for watching my video for the installation of the Pereguard keel system that I installed on my fishing kayak. I tell you, things that went well, things that didn't go so well. As far as my review of it, I think that the system goes on very easily. It was very self-explanatory, very easy to do, and it seems, just from a cursory evaluation of it, it seems like it will protect the keel of that kayak a little bit more than just the standard keel. I'm going to hold off giving an endorsement of it until I'm going to get it out on the water. I'm going to do a follow-up video to this, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and see the follow-up. I'm going to take it out on the river and see how it actually holds up against some rocks and some of the areas that I typically fish. I'm pretty rough on my kayak. So after that, I will give a full endorsement or give a pass on whether or not the system actually works or not. Short of that, let me tell you some lessons learned as far as if you are going to install this system on your boat, what to do. First lesson that I have is heat definitely helps. The way that it comes packaged is it comes folded up and there's some creases in it, and I could see the difficulty if you were laying out the strip. It would not adhere very well with those bumps in it. What I did is I got the hair dryer that I had, I heated up those bent areas, and it was able to flatten those out so it would go onto the boat better. So heat actually makes the strip more malleable, so I would highly recommend heating it up some and getting it stretched out first prior to the install. Second lesson learned, I used a hair dryer. Well, actually, it's funny. I don't even own a hair dryer, so I had to go to Walgreens and bought one. So I bought like the cheapest hair dryer that they had. The hair dryer works. However, I think if you have access to an actual heat gun, it'll generate more heat and make that sticky strip more pliable and help it affix better. So lesson learned, if you have a heat gun, I would recommend doing that over the hair dryer. Hair dryer will work. However, it's probably not the best application tool for this. Item 3, when you're cleaning the boat, manufacturer's recommendations say that you need to wipe it down and clean it down with alcohol wipes, and the package does include about 8 alcohol pads. However, those alcohol pads, they are about the size of a postage stamp, and they are completely insufficient for what you're actually doing. Before you do that, get your own alcohol moist towelettes, or just get some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol and some paper towels, and wipe it down. And I mean, alcohol and paper towels it's cheap. I would recommend, don't use the pads that come with the package, because they're just too small and they're just insufficient for what you need to do. Lesson 4, and this is the biggest lesson learned. I'm of the impression that bigger is always better, and unfortunately bigger is not always better. And that was the case with the system that I got. I bought the larger version. The Pereguard comes in 2 inches and it comes in 4 inches. I bought the 4-inch thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have that bottom of that boat completely protected. The 4-inch will work great so long as you're putting it on a flat surface. Say you wanted to put it on the flat part of your boat, that would work great. I was putting it on the keel section, wrapping it around the keel, and because of the wider depth, it bent and creased along the corners. You can see that in the final install. I'm not trying to win any beauty prizes with my kayak, so it doesn't really bother me. And I was kind of concerned that would happen. However, if you're really concerned about the aesthetics of your kayak, you might want to go with the 2-inch. I would definitely go with the 2-inch. That's just the way to go. Depending on how good these things work, I'm actually considering getting some more 4-inch, and I've got some flat parts of my boat that's getting pretty scratched up, and I'm gonna try to put those on those as well if it holds up as well. So definitely, if you're gonna put it on the actual curved keel part of your boat, do a 2-inch as opposed to the 4-inch. Lastly, this is super important. When you get your strip, when you flip it over, it's got a black side or whatever color you have. When you flip it on the back side, there is a blue film, and then there's a beige area, and then there's the actual product. As I was peeling it, I didn't know what to peel off. I didn't know if I should peel off the blue or if I should peel off the beige. So I actually started peeling off the beige, which is the actual glue. So don't peel the beige off. So I actually had to cut a little snip of my stuff off, and it's only the blue that you need to peel off. Another tidbit as far as putting it on, don't peel the entire strip off and then try to affix it to the boat. That's just a recipe for disaster. Peel off a little piece of it, get it started first, and then just peel a couple inches at a time, peel just little bits at a time. Don't peel the whole thing, because that's just going to be a recipe for you having to put it on, take it off, get dirt or whatever else on it. So just peel a little bit at a time and stick it as you go. As stated, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to follow up after I've taken this thing out and actually put it through the trials to see how well it actually holds up. The Pereguard system that I got it off Amazon. I don't remember who the seller was per se, but it was a 5-inch. It was a 4-inch wide Pereguard, 5 foot long. I think I got it for $40. Went on super easy. So stay tuned. In a couple months, I will give you a follow-up video to show you how it works. But thanks for tuning in. This is Josh Myers with Abide Fishing.